This is one of the most difficult games to explain to anyone who has never played it. You maybe have heard about this, you maybe have seen a lot of different videos, you maybe heard of stories of players of what they did in these games or what happened with them, but it's really difficult to actually explain what this game actually is. And in this video I will try to do that. And not just that, I will try to convince you to get this game and to play this amazing gem, because this is one of the best games period and one of the best examples of what PC gaming and what passionate game creators can actually do. So without further ado, let me just give you 5 different reasons why you should play Kenshi right now, and if you don't have it, why you should get Kenshi right now. And the reason number 1 is very obvious, or rather not, and it's lore and the world of this game. From what I've seen from the gameplay and from the trailers, everything seems to be barren. Everything seems to be full of deserts, full of sand, and everything is basically dead. Well, that's because you're not just playing in a post-apocalyptic world in this game, you're playing in a game where apocalypse happened multiple times, where the world was destroyed and rebuilt and destroyed again and over and over and over again, and you are just on a barren ashlands. And it's not even a remnant of an old world, it's remnant of a remnant of an old world. And this is the setting that we have not seen very often. We usually play in post-apocalyptic world that is happening after some type of great civilization falls, but we have not seen the game where you play after multiple fallout of such civilizations. And this world is full of remnants and full of destruction and full of things that are left that are very weird. You will see regular humans, you will see also robotic races, and you will see also superhumans as well, all created in different times and all created by different civilizations and all taking their part in destruction of that world. And these races are not just randomly thrown there, they actually have their place and even their time of being great. And this is the thing that you probably have never seen. And as you go and progress and as you go and research and go and explore this world, you will realize that this world is not just warm brown and greenish tones. Every single place has its story, and there is a reason why the world is in its current condition, and you can find all of that. Everything has explanation, everything has a place, and everything has a sad, very sad story behind it. And this world just requires and begs for your attention. And speaking of the world, the reason number 2 is something that we're not seeing very often in other games, is that you are not special at all. Usually in most of the games, you are some type of dragonborn or some kind of awakened or some kind of creature of great power or great potential. In Kenshi, you're literally nobody. And no, I don't mean you're special by being a nobody. You're literally nobody. You're no better than anyone or anything in this world, and most likely you're much worse than them as well, because you literally have no skills and cannot do anything well. The progress from becoming from absolute nothing to absolute something is really fascinating. And by absolute nothing, I mean that you can literally start a game as a literal torso with no legs and arms. Yes, you can start the game like that, and you can even survive in a game like that. Everyone around you needs something from you, something that you are not usually willing to give. Usually it's either food or your valuables, or in many cases you yourself, because slavery is very rampant in this world, and in some cases your own flesh, because yeah, world is full of cannibals too. And this type of non-specialness makes this game absolute bliss to play, because you usually start and well, you are not good at anything and you are getting steamrolled over and over and over again until you actually do something really big. And don't get me wrong, at no point in the game, unless you will over level and overpower everything for a really long time, at no point you are an absolute machine of destruction. Because even if you will become the best at absolutely everything, someone will gang up on you and will eventually wear you down with multiple enemies thrown at you, and you will eventually die and become food for someone, no matter how strong you are. Then that might give you a thought that this game is actually difficult, like some type of Souls-like and things like that. But in reality, it's actually not. Well, it is difficult, but not because the game itself is difficult. It's the world itself is harsh. The hardness and difficulty of the game is actually based on the lore itself. And the game itself is really not that difficult. The gameplay is actually basically point and click. You are using your mouse and giving a command to do certain things, or you can activate certain states, like for example, sneak state or like sprinting and things like that. Entire game is literally that. Go to talk that person or go attack that person, and the rest of it is basically done automatically. Attack is automatic and is purely dependent on your stats, and you need to increase your stats because otherwise your character will die really quickly, or even worse, he will lose its limbs or become permanently crippled. And it's all about leveling up your stats. If you want to become stronger, you're not becoming better at game, you're making your character better at game. And leveling up and increasing your stats is not even that difficult, but it's also really fascinating. Like for example, you don't have a lot of base stats, and probably one of the most important base stats for you is maybe strength. Do you know how we train strength? Well, usually in regular world, you'll need to lift heavy weights in order to become stronger. Well, it's exactly that in Kenshi as well. You just go out, mine some iron chunks, which are very heavy, put them in your backpack, and just run around with the heavy weights. That's how you level up your strength. And stronger you become, easier it will be for you to carry the heavier weights, meaning that you will level up your strength a bit slower, meaning that you will need to actually increase the weight and carry heavier bags and heavier things in order to continue increasing your strength. And opposite thing is athletics. Athletics is basically dictating how fast you are, how fast you can run away from different things. And to do so, you need to do completely opposite. Empty up your backpack, take off all your clothes, and just run over and over and over again. And you don't have stamina in this game. Your character does not require to sleep. You just simply run and level up your athletics, and more you run, the faster you run, and less penalties that you have based on different gear that you wear. And that's actually really, really good. If you want to become good at certain skill, like for example fighting, you just take up your sword or whatever thing that you want, and you just continuously hit your training dummy. That's it. If you want to become tougher, well, you get into combat and just allow everyone to beat the crap out of you, and you will eventually become stronger and stronger and stronger until you're basically an unkillable machine. Well, you never are an unkillable machine, but well, you get my point. And that's actually not that difficult. And speaking of all the things that I told you, one of the main attractions of this game is the way that you want to play it, because this game is really not a single genre of the game. It's really difficult to pinpoint what this game is, because this game basically created its own genre. You can call other games like this Kenshi-Likes if you want, because even though at first you think that this is some kind of Diablo-like, maybe you are controlling your character from top and just giving the commands with the mouse and things like that, it's really not. It's really one of the ways that you can play the game. Command a single character, give them commands to do certain things, level up, mine the resources, and not die while doing all of those things. You can still play this game in a different ways as well, because this game have a bunch of different gameplay variety too. Like for example, if you want to play it like, well, RPG where you have a bunch of different companions, you can have different companions, because you are not required to play with a single person. You can play with multiple people. Yes, you can control multiple people in this game, and basically you are recruiting them in your party, and by recruiting them you're basically gaining another player, well, character to play with. And of course, more characters that you have, easier it will be for you to survive, because it's much more difficult for anyone else to gang up on you while you're not alone, especially if your characters are strong enough. But it's also a bit difficult to feed all those mouths and keep them healthy and keep them sheltered and things like that. And speaking of shelter, if you don't want to play any of this way, you can literally play this like a strategy by building your own town. Yes, this game has building too. You just choose a spot that you want your town to be in, and you literally just build your town, and you can survey the different locations, find out where different resources are, how fertile the land are, or how much water there is, and it transforms into literal real-time strategy game where you need to actually, well, harness different resources and protect your settlement from, well, enemy invasions, which will be a lot of. And if you don't want to play any of this and play this like a regular adventure, you can do that. Well, you can level up your character and just go into the world to see hopefully what it has to give you while not dying and while not becoming a slave to someone, literally in this case, or while not becoming a food for cannibals, because some cannibals will not actually devour you fully, or they will devour only your limbs. Or you might meet some robots that will literally want your skin to wear on their faces. And yeah, this world is disturbing, but it's also very fascinating as well. But even that's not all. Even though you can play for hundreds of hours, if you will just launch the game and play it like it is meant to play it, of course players wanted more, and for years and years and years, game has been transformed with mods. Yeah, you can transform this game into anything that you want, make it more easy or even more difficult if you want. Like for example, there is a mod that will will add a permanent changes to the world based on the things that you do. Like for example, if you kill a bandit leader, you will see the power struggle between other bandits to see who will become stronger. But like for example, there is a mod, or I think it's in the same mod. Like for example, if you kill the cannibal leader of one of the tribes, the other tribes will try to absorb this tribe into their own while becoming a bit stronger, or maybe a bit weaker depending on how the first tribe will resist. You can change the animal behavior, you can change the different biomes, you can add a bunch of weapons, bunch of armor, transforming this game completely different thing while transforming your gameplay playthroughs and giving you a bunch of gameplay playthroughs. And because every time you play, you can actually play in different ways, different starting points, different ways to play. Game basically have an infinite replayability. Yes, you can play this game for hundreds, if not even thousands of hours. And I'm talking about even single playthroughs, single ones, not the multiple ones. And what's the most interesting, this game is not even an expensive one. On sales, you can get it sub $10 easy, and this will probably be the best $10 that you will ever spend. You just need to be aware what you're getting. This game is not for everyone. Not everyone has guts, and not everyone has a patience to power level through from absolute nothing to literally something. It will take hours and hours and hours until to transform to something that is reminiscent to a regular RPG. Until then, you will be just dying and being destroyed over and over again. And if you like suffering in this game is for you. But if you're willing to go through all this, you will be in an experience of your lifetime. And I cannot wait to see what Kenshi 2 will give to us, because from what I've heard and what I've seen, it's just better at everything than this game. We shall see. And this video is sponsored by channel's partner and supporter, Instant Gaming. If you want best games for the best prices all the time, all year round, without waiting for any sales, Instant Gaming is the way to go. You can find all types of games for all the different platforms, and most importantly, for the cheapest prices possible. And I also partner with Instant Gaming for epic game giveaway of your choice. So click the link in the description down below for your chance to win. Thanks to Instant Gaming for their support, and now let's get back to the video. And if you like survival games, I actually have an entire list of best 27 survival games you can watch right here if you want to suffer surviving. But if you want building instead, I have actually the list of best factory building games right here. Don't forget to subscribe right here as well. This is me for today, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Take care.